What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Her to You, and you are tuning into Wednesday's Random. So, you all, it has been a very eventful, actually, couple days. This past weekend, I have really had a really good weekend, and it made me think about. Well, I'll say this: I had a really good weekend, but I had a lot of things. Um, well, one thing actually that kind of ruined my, well, it, and I'll get into the story. So let me just start there because it's like it ruined it, but it didn't ruin it, right? So let me see. So this past weekend, I actually was invited. This is my first time I've ever done this. I did a Q&A over Memoir of a Secret Kept, my book. Again, if you haven't read that, that is available on Amazon. If you watched my earlier video, I had talked about how Amazon is a low-key hater. And when you put in Memoir of a Secret Kept, it does not pull up. But you have to like literally put in my name. So who would, people don't know that, but whatever. So, but if you go to www.healingequalsrenewaltoyou.com, then you will see the book, and you can click the link or whatever and go to that. So if you haven't got it, go ahead and pick that thing up. You will not be disappointed, but it is heavy. So just, you have to be at a good place for it. But anyway, so the event, well, the event, the book club, because it was a book club. It was a book club. And I just zoomed in. It was in my home city, my home state, Colorado. I should have went. I should have actually traveled to go, but I will be out there so that I will meet those ladies and have the opportunity to actually sign their books. So it was a really good event. One thing that I'm really trying to work on is working on like my public speaking, honing down my actual answers when it comes to my book. All of my answers are the same, but I want them to be more crisp and formed, right? But it was it really was a good event. The ladies were very kind. I didn't know the questions that they were gonna ask, but I mean, these ladies took notes and had markers and all type of stuff. They were ready for it, and I was super excited. They were professional women, and a lot of them, and one of them worked in pretty much helping children who come from bad homes or whatever. And so one of her stories kind of touched me about a child, and it kind of triggered me all the way back to my childhood. So there were some tears. I try to keep it together. That's one thing, because I never know like how I'm gonna react to certain things. But I definitely did shed a tear. Like, I don't like to see anyone crying, especially crying due to my pain or what I went through. It always touches me, and I do tear up. And it wasn't, it was that moment that I really was hurt. And so basically I was just filled with so much gratitude that once I was done, it's heavy. It's heavy when it comes to really dissecting and talking about my book and discussing. It still is it's heavy. So it takes kind of a toll. It takes a little toll because I always have to find something to do afterwards. Like, let me stay busy. Let me go do something else. Let me go. So I did it at my home, and right here, actually did it right here. And afterwards I was home alone. So my daughter, she was with her grandma. I was alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have no one that is immediate, that, you know what I'm saying, that I could go over to. My homegirls, they were both on dates. Like, they were both on dates. They were hanging out, or no, one was on a date. One was they were busy. Let's just say that they were busy. And so I was in a situation where I was stuck. Like, I was like excited about being in the moment of things. And I do apologize. I got to work on that. But the topic, what I'm going to talk about, is being present in the moment in your life. So, um, so in that moment, I wanted to be happy. I wanted to stay happy. I wanted to stay grateful, but I wanted to be surrounded by someone I love. And who could I think of? My daughter. So I called my child and I'm like, what y'all doing? She's like, we're just, we're hanging out watching movies, which I already knew that was the case. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna just come by. I'm gonna just, coming in, come by. They asked me how everything went. I told them. She was like, so at first she was like, oh, you just need a hug. I'm like, yeah, I just need a hug. Okay. So I get in the car, I go pick up food. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. So I get to her grandma's house, which is her dad's mom, my daughter's dad's mom. And and I, like, when she sees me, well, because I had ordered food, so I had to go pick it up, but I had to go drop the dog off to them first and then go pick up food. So when she sees me, she gives me a hug, she embraces me, like, oh, okay, cool. So I go pick up the food. I come back and there's a shift in the room. Like, my child, she don't even want to be sitting by me. She not even close to me. And I know that I could have been like, come, mommy needs a hug. Mommy needs some love. But I didn't. I just immediately, y'all, let me tell y'all what I did. I left. I left. I did. I left. My little feelings was hurt. But at the same time, I was like, sis, you are going to stay in this moment. You're going to be happy. You're going to still cherish the moment that you're in. You're not going to let nobody hurt your little feelings and you be all emotional. Get it together. So I was like, I'm going home. So I grabbed my food. Yes, I did. I grabbed my food because let me tell you, if you don't know anything, God is still working on my pettiness. So yeah, I took my food. Went home. Got in the bed, and actually, I took me a hot shower, long shower, made me a little drink, and I got in the bed, ate my food, watched TV, and I just remember the thought, like, thoughts were coming in my mind that was like, oh, you're alone, or you're this, or you're that. Yeah, like, for real, I was having real thoughts, like, you're by yourself, you're alone. No one's here to celebrate you. No one's, and I entertain the fact that, yes, like, I am tired of celebrating my wins alone. But if that's what it is, if that's what the moment is, I'm not gonna sulk and be saddened by being by myself. I'm gonna celebrate it. And that's what I did. And I don't want no energies that ain't on that same ish. So yes, I did leave my child and her grandma. So then the next day, which was that Sunday? Yes, it was Sunday. It was Sunday, and I was going out with my girls anyway. Actually, I was having a business meeting, and in my head, I was like, and you're going to celebrate. You're going to go, you're going to eat good food, you're going to have a drink. But I didn't tell, we did talk about the event, but this was a business meeting. So, but just in my head, I was just telling myself, you're going to celebrate. You're going to still celebrate yourself. And that's what I did. And I've been so appreciative of that part of me that's really trying to change the fact that I don't live in the moments. Like, I haven't done that in forever. And when I look back on that, because that's part of my journey when it comes to rewiring and rechanging those habits that I've created out of necessity, out of safety, out of fear, so out of survival. So when I think about where this came from, of course, I go back to my childhood. And I just remember that it was always to defend myself against or to fight against suicidal thoughts. When I was younger, I would always think about the future. That's why I lived in a daydream. I don't care where I was. I lived in a daydream. And I never stayed in the moment. And I know now that that also contributed to like me not remembering a lot of stuff. Like, people like, you don't remember this, you don't remember that. I'm like, no, because I wasn't present there. I was present. I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ahead. And I missed out on a lot. But again, I did that because it was important for me to save myself by saying, okay, well, when you get older, or when you get out of this situation, or when this happens, so I always would be where that thing would happen at and not be in my present. And I don't know if any one of you have seen it's a Adam Sandler movie. It's called Remote. I relate a lot to this movie because what happens in the movie is he's a I think like a low executive. He's trying to be a partner. The story, and he works, ignores his family to get this position. Well, he's in the. So what he does, what did he do? He went to the store. He got this remote. This remote is like this magical remote or whatever, and basically it skips ahead. Like if he had a project at work going, and if he was at home, and let's say he had to camp with his kids or spend time with his kids, he would hurry up and fast forward that time, and then he would work on what he needed to work on for work. His only goal was to get this, to be a partner or take over this company or whatever, because that's what his boss kept promising. So everything else he just kept skipping. The only thing he would do is work. And so what happened was the remote started remembering like the moments and times and stuff that he would skip. So it would just automatically. So sometimes when he wouldn't even want to skip ahead, it would automatically go. And I hope this makes sense. If not, look it up. It's Remote. I don't think it's called Remote, but it's Adam Sandler. And so I relate a lot to that movie because, again, I've missed family moments. I've missed moments with my child. I miss cherished moments because I'm there presently. I'm there, but I'm not there mentally. I'm somewhere down the line. And so when I started on my healing journey, that was one thing that I knew I had to do, was I had to stay present, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's in between. I have to be in that moment. I have to stay in that moment. And so with with having the event and going through the emotions, and I was so proud of myself for fighting my thoughts, for saying, nope, you gonna stay right here. Nope, you gonna stay right here. No, you gonna stay right here. And if this person right here ain't gonna celebrate you, or ain't gonna be here to, you know, be happy for the moment that you're in, then says you can go. You can go and you can do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I appreciate about myself. Like, yes, I can celebrate by myself. Do I want to? No, I don't want to. But it is what it is. Like, it really is. It is what it is until it's not. And there's nothing that I can do about it. So right now, I have to stay present in my life. And I think that that's super important for us to all understand that whatever the situation may be, it is important to be there, to remember how you feel. Remember how you feel. Remember what you thought about. And there's a lot of things, like I said, that went right by me that I'm like, you remember that? I'm like, you were there. But was I there? Was I actually there? Did you knock? because this was not there. And so, and it's just so funny because I got to see it play out. I got to see that the fact that, because I'm telling you, when I first started, I had to stop myself. I had to stop what I was saying, verbally saying. Like, it's cool because when this happened and this is going to happen, it's like, no, 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 no. This is what's happening right now. How are you feeling, niece? And I'm like, okay, this is how I feel. You know, I don't have all the time sometimes to stop and journal. I got to work it out right there. You know, in a bad situation, like, okay, don't panic. I remember one time, like, my, what happened? My little chip in my key, wouldn't work. So, like, I have, like, this little, it's like this anti-theft thing. And if the chip don't, the car won't start it off. Like, it won't even click, turn over, no nothing. It won't do a thing. And so I'm like, what is going on? So at first I'm like, panic, and I'm just I done went all the way to getting a new car. I'm talking about, I'm clicking, and immediately my mind has me getting a whole new car. I'm getting a whole new car off of this moment. And so I'm like, so I get out the car, I go in the house, and I'm like, breathe, breathe. And I spoke to it. I was like, you know what? It is okay. If you have to, because I already knew I know where the dealership is, because I had to get new keys. I know where the dealership is. You know what what the price, you know what they've already told you. Relax. If that has to happen, you have it. Relax. And I said, okay, I'm going to go back to the car. And I looked at my keys and I said, you're going to work. Now let's go. Get to the car. That thing turned on. So those are moments that I do have that I had to like rework. Like, no. Slow down. Slow down them thoughts. Because let me tell y'all, I was already like, God dang, why are you so many steps away and we're not even there? And that's because I'm not understanding the moments. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. And so that is what happens. You know what I'm saying? So that's with the bad and with the good. Because like I had said before, where I messed up was planning the book release party. And it's like, all I could say was, I'm just ready for this to be over. Like, what do you mean you're ready for this to be over? This will be the one thing, and then you won't have it no more. Like, you're not going to have, on this book, you're not going to have another book release party. So appreciate what this is, And so ever since I felt how that hurt my feelings, that I did not stop and appreciate what was going on, then now, like, I'm like, no. How do you feel? You feeling good? Are we happy? We're great. We're good. And I feel like it's okay to check in with yourself. But I think it's super important especially on this journey, for you to be present with yourself. It is great. Of course, I want to know what healed looks like. I want to know who the person I'm going to be when I can say, this is really behind me. And I've used this as my power to create this, whatever this is. Of course I want to be there. Of course I already want to be there. Of course, that's human nature. I want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course I appreciate the lessons, because if I didn't know this, we say that all the time. But if I can get there, if I can get from A to Z in one step, I would, because it's just easy. But I do understand that it's the lessons that get you from A, B, C, all the way to Z. And so, like I said, back to what I'm in my conclusion. Please stay present. Stay present in your life, no matter how hard it is, no matter how it hurts. Be present. Be present. So one, you can know how it made you feel. You can come up with a solution right then and there. You know what I mean? And if you're that person that's like super emotional to where you can't, where you won't, where you know, because at this point I feel like we should kind of be accountable to ourselves to know, especially if you're on your healing journey, you've already made a decision to heal. So, and you know some things already about yourself at that point. So I think it's important for you to stop and understand and say, okay, you know what? I might not make a good decision here because I'm still this way. So at this moment, I'm just going to understand I'm sad, and I'm going to, either do something to help that. I'm going to journal. I'm going to don't binge eat, because that was my thing. Work out. That makes me feel a lot better. I know people do not like to work out, but put some music on. I love music. Put music on. Walk. There's other alternatives that you can do, and you can still be just present in that moment and come back to it. Like, you know what? Okay, I'm ready to deal with this. Now, the crazy thing is that it's easier for us to be present when things are going bad than when things are going good. Like, because we'll just skip it. Yeah, you're happy, so you just keep it pushing. Like, good, I got this done. Especially when you're on your healing journey, or for us in this channel, we on healing journeys, we on entrepreneur journeys, we on health journeys, we on fitness journeys. We're on that. So all of those things, when there is a W that comes that way, you have to celebrate that. You cannot keep it pushing. No. I don't care if it's you just launched and you got your first sale. You better celebrate that sale. You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm saying? You got, now your likes is coming up, or your just celebrate it. It don't have to be just don't let it go in vain. It don't have to be a thing where it's blowing your head up. Oh, it's just likes, it just follows. Appreciate that someone appreciated your material. You know what I mean? Just like, okay, that's cool. That's what's up. Thank you. I got another follower today. Boom. And it's just a positive outlook, and it brings more positivity to you. So it's a win-win when it comes to that. But in real life, we definitely need to start celebrating our W's way more and being present in that moment, and not letting that slip away from you. And it's so funny that this conversation came up, because I had a conversation with one of my friends through Facebook, and it was about something totally different. And it came up about being present, about me being aware that how I handled things before and how now I'm present in that moment. You know what I mean? Because when I was looking, there's so many things that I messed up by going to the present. Like, I'm looking at the present, so I've chose a mate on my present. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can talk to him because he could do this. He can get me there. And it's like, no, but right now he's trying. So you just wasted your time. You can't even get there because you don't even appreciate you don't even like what he is presently. So I say that to say, stay present. Stay present, sis. Stay present, guy, girl, him, her, whoever. Stay present in your life. It is yours. It's yours. You're going to look up and time is just going to not be there. You're going to look up and it's 2 years from now, and you're going to be like, dang, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. So anyways, that is it for Wednesday's Random. Y'all know it stay random. And this is just something that, like, on this journey, man, it never ceases to amaze me, the things that are going to come about. So, but I'm grateful because it's a topic. It keeps me on Wednesday's Random. And yeah. So, don't forget, guys, to follow, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate you all so much for tuning in to this randomness. To this randomness. But this is how I work. This is how I work my journey out. This is how I work out my thoughts. This is how I learn not to keep things hidden, not to keep things secret, to be vulnerable in front of the camera, to express myself. Regardless of how it may sound to people, this is building my confidence. This is building my awareness to what I have going on in my life. So again, thank you guys so much. Again, like, comment, subscribe, follow. I can't do it as good as Jay, so I gotta get her on here to close me out. But all right, guys, peace.